Paige. She's getting wide open looks, and I got the evidence here to prove it. And at the end of the day, Paige Beckers is basically being propped upon to replace Caitlin. There's no doubt about it in my mind. This league will rather have Paige be the face of the league over Caitlin any day. I don't have anything personally against Paige. I like her as a player. I like her as a person. But when it comes to conspiracies, I got a job to do, and my job is to expose the fake and expose the real. And the real of the matter is,
the basketball world witnessed an exceptional display as Paige Bueckers exploded for 44 points in Los Angeles, effectively settling the Rookie of the Year discussion with Sonia Citrin. This masterful showing has generated significant attention, though not solely for the scoring achievement itself. Bueckers delivered a remarkable stat line with 44 points, 4 rebounds, shooting 4 of 4 from beyond the arc during 36 minutes of action. The performance showcased her scoring ability across multiple areas of the court, demonstrating why many consider her a rising star in the league. However, closer examination of the defensive schemes employed against Bueckers reveals some interesting patterns.
And it's supposed to real. And the real of the matter is that Paige Beckers is getting these open looks on purpose. On purpose. Literally, they're letting her score at will. Guys, check out this right here. Hopefully, this video do not get copyrighted, but I want to go over this real quick. So, this is some of the highlights from Paige Beckers last night. Now, Paige Beckers had 44 points, 4 rebounds. She was 4 of 4 from 3, and she played a whopping 36 minutes. And just like I told y'all, bro, Paige is...
Throughout the contest, opposing defenders appeared to provide minimal resistance, allowing numerous uncontested scoring opportunities. Video evidence shows multiple possessions where Bueckers received minimal defensive pressure. During one three-point attempt, the assigned defender positioned herself behind Bueckers rather than contesting the shot directly. This positioning made it virtually impossible to affect the attempt, raising questions about defensive strategy and execution. Kelsey Plum emerged as the primary defender, willing to apply consistent pressure on Bueckers throughout the game.
Paige is scoring at will. They are allowing Paige to score.
Coming back around.
So this is some of the footage from last night, right? So if you watch this shot right here, that is a 3. I don't know who that is sticking on her. Yeah, I know me, man. I don't be knowing all these damn players. But as you can see, the defender is clearly behind Paige. There's no way she's blocking this shot. How would you blocking this shot when you're behind Paige? You're behind.
Other defensive efforts appeared less intense, with multiple instances of wide-open looks despite having multiple defenders in the vicinity. Several possessions showed 3 opposing players near Bueckers' location without implementing double teams or traps commonly used against elite scorers. These defensive lapses created numerous uncontested shooting opportunities that high-level players typically face more resistance against. One particular sequence highlighted a defender who appeared to halt her pursuit mid-play, allowing Bueckers an uncontested driving lane to the basket. Another possession showed a defender allowing Bueckers to change direction without providing meaningful resistance.
This shot when you're behind Paige. You're behind Paige, bro. Let me see. I'm trying to do it so I don't get copyrighted. She's behind Paige on this. She's not blocking that shot from behind Paige. Oh, but wait, there's more evidence. And I'll get into why they are allowing her to do this later in the video. Now, Kelsey Plum was the only one playing defense on Paige yesterday. Look at this. Wide open. Where's the traps? Like, come on, bro. We can't make this up, bro. Where is the trap on?
The lack of defensive intensity contrasts sharply with the treatment typically reserved for other elite scorers in the league. Many star players face consistent double teams, aggressive closeouts, and physical defensive schemes designed to limit their effectiveness. Bueckers demonstrated genuine skill throughout the performance, including several impressive assists that showcased her playmaking ability. Her court vision and passing accuracy created scoring opportunities for teammates, indicating her basketball IQ extends beyond individual scoring. The mid-range shooting ability Bueckers displayed adds another dimension to her offensive repertoire.
Where is the trap on Paige? Where, like, look, you got defender here, defender there. There are 3 spark players in the vicinity. 1, 2, 3 spark players in the vicinity of Paige. No trap, no nothing. Why do she get a wide open? I cannot make this up. Watch this play. Wide open look, no defense at all. Oh, there's more. There's more. Oh, there's definitely more.
As noted by analysts, players who can score effectively from mid-range present unique challenges for defensive schemes, primarily designed to limit three-pointers and rim attempts. Teams struggle to develop effective counters against players comfortable scoring from all three levels of the court. Booker's versatility in this regard makes her particularly difficult to game plan against when she's receiving quality looks. The performance comes as both Buckers and Angel Reese face elimination from playoff contention, marking the second consecutive season where highly touted rookies miss the postseason. This development highlights the challenges facing young players in establishing winning cultures with their respective organizations.
There's more. Oh, there's definitely more. Watch this. Okay, so that's an assist. Hold on. Because there's more. There's more. That was just a good play. See, sometimes Paige really do make good plays. But a lot of the times, bro, she be wide open. Look, wide open. Why do Paige have a wide open lane? Watch this. Defender there. Wide open. She didn't even contest the shot. She basically paused and stopped running.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark successfully guided her team to playoff qualification while securing Rookie of the Year honors, demonstrating the impact individual excellence can have on team success. The contrast between these outcomes provides an interesting subplot to the season's narrative. League attendance patterns have shown significant increases when certain players participate, indicating the marketing value of emerging stars. The business aspects of professional sports often influence how organizations approach player development and promotion. The defensive schemes employed against different players throughout the season have varied considerably, with some receiving more aggressive attention than others.
Defender there. Wide open. She didn't even contest the shot. She basically paused and stopped running. Look at this. Look at this. No, there isn't Paige shifting her the other way. She let her go by. I'm telling you, bro. Now, that was a monster play right there. Laser pass from Paige. I can't even lie. I got to give credit due. But it's a whole lot of. Oh, now that was nasty, bro. Hold on. Oh, look. Where's the trap, bro? Look.
These variations raise questions about competitive balance and the factors that influence defensive game planning. Booker's exceptional performance cannot be diminished regardless of defensive execution, as converting scoring opportunities requires significant skill and composure. Her ability to maintain shooting efficiency while handling increased offensive responsibility demonstrates her potential as a franchise cornerstone. The debate surrounding defensive strategies and their implementation continues to generate discussion among analysts and fans. Whether these patterns represent strategic decisions or competitive inconsistencies remains a topic of ongoing examination.
Oh, look. Where's the trap, bro? Look, would you look at this? Where is the trap? Where is the trap? She's wide open. She's wide open. Come on, bro. Come on. Now, I'm not trying to hate on Paige for hitting his 44 points, but damn, Caitlin Clark never had this much time to shoot. Let's all be real. Paige Bueckers is better than a better basketball player than Caitlin. Like, people is real life believing this. People is real life saying this. This is a real life thing.
Future matchups will provide additional data points for evaluating defensive approaches and their effectiveness against elite offensive players. The league's competitive balance depends partly on consistent defensive execution across all games and opponents. Booker's emergence as a premier scoring threat adds another dynamic offensive player to the league's landscape. Her combination of shooting ability, court vision, and basketball fundamentals suggest continued excellence as she gains more experience. The 44-point outburst serves as a statement performance that solidifies Booker's status among the league's rising stars.
I think they would have been on a 12-game losing streak if the Fever didn't pull a Fever. But, like, we're now at a situation where, I'm going to be honest, the Connecticut Sun are currently 11th in the rankings. They are a more than solid team. Like, Anissa Morrow, I thought actually did a good job on Angel Reese today. Angel Reese had another one of her Angel Reese double-doubles, as in she had 11 and 11. I didn't think she was that bad. She couldn't really hit a free throw, but didn't think she was bad.
Whether she receives similar defensive attention in future contests will provide insight into how opponents adapt their strategies. The broader implications of defensive consistency and competitive integrity remain important considerations for maintaining fan engagement and competitive balance throughout the league. These factors influence both individual player development and overall league credibility. A significant shift has occurred in the WNBA standings, with several teams defying preseason expectations and creating surprising developments throughout the league. The most notable change involves the Connecticut Sun climbing out of the cellar position, while other franchises have fallen below expectations.
As in, she had 11 and 11. I didn't think she was that bad. She couldn't really hit a free throw. But didn't think she was bad today. I thought Anissa Morrow actually did a better job than I expected on her. Didn't think Anissa Morrow was going to be able to guard her at all. Kia Nurse, it was a 20-point game for the Connecticut Sun. And they brought it, the Sky brought it back, a lot of it through Kia Nurse just cooking. I think Cardoso's going to score. She's going to give you buckets. The problem is what does she give up on the other end? It's not necessarily about how many points she gets. It's that she's going to give up.
The Dallas Wings now occupy the bottom spot in league standings, a shocking development considering their projected competitiveness entering the season. Many analysts predicted the Wings would contend for a playoff position, potentially securing the 10th seed and remaining in postseason contention throughout the campaign. Instead, they find themselves struggling with fundamental issues that have derailed their season completely. Paige Bueckers, despite being a leading candidate for Rookie of the Year honors, finds her team mired in last place. The Wings have managed just one victory in their last 12 contests, creating a stark contrast between individual recognition and team success.
The other end. It's not necessarily about how many points she gets. It's that she's going to give up. They're going to put her in the P&R every single possession, and you're seeing Rena Mabry with 20, Bria Hartley 23, Sanaya Rivers 13. She had 10 halfway through the second quarter. Lacan had 6 until she got her eye scratched by injuries. This is one of those things where I'm this team is just better constructed. I'm not saying it's better talent-wise than the Sky, because it's clearly not. The Sky gave up assets to get Beck Allen off the Sun, who were meant to be tanking.
This situation highlights the challenge of building competitive rosters around talented rookies who need supporting casts to maximize their potential. The Chicago Sky present another puzzling case, currently holding the second worst record despite making significant roster moves during the offseason. Their acquisition of players from Connecticut, ironically a team many expected to struggle, has not translated into improved performance. The Sky's decision to construct their lineup around 2 interior players appears increasingly problematic in today's pace and space-oriented league. Connecticut's resurgence represents one of the season's most unexpected storylines.
The Sky gave up assets to get Beck Allen off the Sun, who were meant to be tanking, and the Sun are now ahead of the Sky. That is mental. That is absolutely mental. The Sun are ahead of the Sky and the Wings. The Connecticut Sun, the team that people are talking about trying to lose, they are ahead of the Wings and the Sun. So they're ahead of the Wings and the Sky, which is madness. Absolute madness.
Previously considered among the weakest franchises in league history, the Sun have demonstrated marked improvement since integrating key personnel changes. Their defensive backcourt combination has emerged as potentially the most effective guard tandem in the league, providing the foundation for their competitive turnaround. Leonie Fiebich has become a cornerstone of Connecticut's improvement despite her youth. At 21 years old, she represents the type of talent that can develop into a high-level starter while contributing immediately to team success. Her presence alongside Tiffany Hayes creates matchup problems for opposing offenses and provides the Sun with defensive versatility they previously lacked.
So they're ahead of the Wings and the Sky, which is madness. Absolute madness. And when it comes to the Wings also set a record. The Wings set a record last night. For the first time in the history of the WNBA, an opposing team's bench outscores the entire other team. The Seattle Storm, if you're looking at the box score right here, unfortunately I'm going to have to just be showing pictures beside you guys of the standings because I'm recording on my phone and
Recent matchups have reinforced these standing shifts. Connecticut defeated Chicago despite the Sky's talent advantages, with players like Alyssa Thomas effectively containing Angel Reese while contributing across multiple statistical categories. The Suns' balanced attack and improved team chemistry have allowed them to compete against supposedly superior rosters. Dallas experienced a historic low point when Seattle's bench unit outscored their entire starting lineup, marking the first occurrence of such a phenomenon in WNBA history. No Dallas starter reached double figures in scoring, while Seattle's reserves dominated throughout the contest.
I'm going to have to just be showing pictures beside you guys of the standings because I'm recording on my phone and I don't even have a laptop. I forgot to bring my laptop with me. So I have my editing skills. I can put this photo up and a picture beside me. That's about it. Not one player on the starting five of the Seattle Storm had more than 9 points, and it was Gabby Williams. Malonga had 22 in 30 minutes. Erica Wheeler at 17 and 20. Even Tiffany Mitchell, who got cut by the Aces, even Tiffany Mitchell had 11.
This performance epitomized the Wings' systemic struggles and lack of consistent production from their primary rotation. The Sky's inconsistency further illustrates their construction flaws. After defeating the New York Liberty in an impressive performance, they immediately followed with a loss to Connecticut, demonstrating their inability to maintain competitive standards against varying levels of opposition. This volatility suggests deeper roster and coaching issues that extend beyond individual game preparation. International implications also emerge from these developments, particularly regarding French national team prospects.
Even Tiffany Mitchell, who got cut by the Aces, even Tiffany Mitchell had 11. Lexi Brown at 5. Even Zaya Cook scored. She had 5. Even Mackenzie Holmes scored. Everyone scored. And for Dallas, I mean, who was their best player? Maybe Okonkwo in her first ever WNBA. Is that her first ever WNBA game? I would assume Amy Okonkwo was played. She's like in her 30s. Oh, she's my age, 29. I would assume that she played.
Several players contributing to Connecticut's improvement represent significant talent for France's future Olympic and World Cup aspirations. Their development in competitive WNBA environments strengthens France's position as a potential challenger to American dominance in international competitions. The Wings' collapse appears particularly damaging given their preseason investment in roster construction and expectations for competitive performance. Their inability to develop chemistry and consistent production has relegated them below teams that entered the season with lower expectations and fewer perceived advantages.
Oh, she's my age, 29. I would assume that she has played a game because she was really good at EuroLeague or in Euro Cup. So no, she played 2 Connecticut Sun games in preseason. Did okay, it seemed, but they cut her. But yeah, it's all around a situation where, like, look, the Dallas Wings absolutely stink. The Chicago Sky stink. But like, people are calling the Connecticut Sun one of the worst teams in WNBA history. First of all, that's the pre-Layla Khan Connecticut Sun.
These standing shifts demonstrate the unpredictable nature of professional basketball and the importance of roster construction, coaching effectiveness, and player development. Teams that appeared destined for success have struggled with fundamental execution, while organizations written off before the season have found ways to exceed expectations through improved system implementation and player utilization. The remainder of the season will determine whether these trends continue or if struggling franchises can reverse their fortunes. For teams like Dallas and Chicago, significant adjustments in approach and execution will be necessary to avoid finishing among the league's worst performers, while Connecticut's continued development could establish them as a foundation for future competitiveness.